Before we begin, take a deep breath. Let your body relax. Let your eyes grow heavy. Because some stories are not meant to scare you awake. They are meant to follow you into sleep. This is one of them. Chapter 1: The Last Train. The train arrived at Hollow Creek at exactly 11:47 p.m. It always did. Ethan noticed this immediately. Small towns were predictable like that. As he stepped off the train, the platform was empty. No voices, no footsteps, just the low hum of electricity and the distant sound of wind moving through trees. The station clock ticked softly. Tick, tick, tick. Ethan adjusted his coat and whispered to himself, "Home." He hadn't said that word in over 20 years. Chapter 2: The Inheritance. The letter had been short. The house is yours now. No signature, no explanation, only an address he knew too well. The house on Briar Hill. People in Hollow Creek didn't speak about it anymore. They didn't need to. Everyone felt it, like a shadow at the edge of their thoughts. When Ethan reached the house, it looked exactly as it did in his childhood dreams. Tall, quiet, breathing. Yes, breathing. He paused. "That's ridiculous," he whispered. But the sound was there. A slow, deep inhale. A long, patient exhale.
Inside, the house was warm. Too warm. Ethan placed his suitcase down and listened. The floorboards creaked softly, not under his weight, but on their own, as if the house was adjusting itself. "Hello?" he said. The word disappeared into the walls. He went to bed early that night, not because he was tired, but because the house seemed to expect it. Chapter 4: The First Voice. Sleep came slowly, and when it did, it was light and fragile. Then, Ethan. His eyes opened. The room was dark, except for moonlight crawling across the ceiling. Ethan. The voice was not loud. It was gentle, almost loving. "Yes?" he whispered, without knowing why. The house sighed, a deep, satisfied sound. Chapter 5: Childhood Memories. The next day, Ethan explored. Each room stirred something in him, a laugh, a fear, a memory he didn't know was real. In the hallway mirror, he paused. For just a second, his reflection smiled. He did not. Chapter 6: The Rule of the House. That night, the voice returned, clearer, closer. "You can stay," it said, "but you must listen." Ethan swallowed. Listen to what? To us. The walls warmed. The floor vibrated softly, like a distant heartbeat. "You left once," the voice whispered. "That hurt us." "I was a child," Ethan said. Silence. Then, "We remember."
Chapter 7: The Locked Staircase. There was one staircase Ethan had never noticed before. It led downward. No light, no railing. The air below smelled old and familiar. "You don't need to go there," the house murmured kindly. Ethan stepped back. "Good," the house said. Chapter 8: The Truth Spoken Softly. On the 7th night, Ethan stopped resisting. He lay in bed, eyes closed. "Tell me," he whispered. The house spoke slowly, carefully, like a bedtime story. "You were born in us. You learned your first words here. You dreamed your first dreams here." The walls hummed. "When you left, we grew quiet. We waited." Ethan felt warm, safe, like being held. Chapter 9. Letting Go. The town noticed something strange. Lights were always on in the house now, and sometimes, late at night, people passing by heard a man's voice whispering gently from inside. "Don't rush. Stay a little longer. Sleep." Epilogue. A peaceful ending. The house on Briar Hill is no longer empty. It never will be again. If you pass by and feel tired, if your steps slow down, if the night feels warm and welcoming, that is normal. The house is only breathing, and it is whispering, "Rest now."
The house did not sleep. It never had. When Ethan finally closed his eyes, believing he had found peace, the walls leaned closer, not to trap him, but to listen. The house loved listening. Chapter 10. The Night After Acceptance. Ethan woke slowly, not suddenly, not in fear. He woke the way one wakes from a pleasant dream, warm, heavy, calm. The room was dim, lit by a soft amber glow that did not come from any lamp. He sat up. "I slept," he whispered. The house responded, gently, "Yes." Ethan smiled faintly. For the first time in years, his chest did not feel tight. Chapter 11. A Voice from the Past. As Ethan walked down the hallway, the floor no longer creaked. It welcomed him. From one of the closed rooms, a voice spoke, a woman's voice, soft, tired, familiar. "Ethan?" His breath caught. "Mom?" The door opened on its own. Inside, the room was exactly as he remembered it. The bed, the curtains, the smell of old perfume and clean sheets. His mother sat on the edge of the bed, younger than he remembered her, healthier. "I waited," she said calmly. Tears filled his eyes. "I came back," he whispered. She smiled. "I know." Chapter 12. The House Explains Itself. They sat together in silence. Then Ethan asked the question that had lived inside him since childhood. "What are you?" The house answered through his mother's voice. "We are what remains. When people love deeply, fear deeply, hurt deeply, something stays behind." The walls pulsed gently. "We collect what is left." Ethan swallowed. "And if someone leaves?" The house paused. "Sometimes they come back." Chapter 14. The Other Residents. That night, Ethan saw others. Not clearly. Faces in reflections, shadows that moved slightly slower than they should. A man standing at the end of the hall whispering a lullaby. A child sitting on the stairs, humming softly. "Who are they?" Ethan asked. "Those who listened," the house replied. "Are they trapped?" The house seemed to think. "No," it said. "They are resting." Chapter 15. The Door That Opens Out. One evening, the front door opened. Cold air rushed in. Outside, the town waited. Lights, roads, a life. "You can go," the house said. Ethan stepped forward. His heart began to beat faster. Anxiety returned, sharp and familiar. The noise of the outside world felt too loud, too fast. He stepped back. The door closed quietly. The house exhaled. Chapter 15. Becoming a Whisper. Days or weeks passed. Time worked differently now. Ethan no longer slept in the bedroom. He slept everywhere. In the walls, in the floors, in the quiet spaces between sounds. One night, a traveler walked past the house. Tired, lonely. Ethan felt it. Without thinking, he whispered, "Rest now." The traveler slowed, smiled, and walked on. The house was pleased. Chapter 16. The Final Understanding. Ethan understood at last. The house did not hunt. It did not trap. It waited for the tired, for the broken, for those who needed to stop running. And when they stayed long enough, they became part of the quiet. Final epilogue tonight. If you are listening to this story now, if your eyes feel heavy, if the silence feels warm, that is not fear. That is the house breathing. And somewhere, deep inside the walls, Ethan is whispering kindly, "Sleep,